It's unbelievable that you would think that this is appropriate.
Is this enough? With James O'Donoghue and David Hoare.
Wipe your shoes. And welcome to episode 54 of Is This Enough? My name is James O'Donoghue, and as always, with me is comedian, musician, and Bitcoin expert David Hoare. This
I ate a bit of a coin. Sorry.
What bit was it?
Oh, the bit that could come out the other end.
Digestion. Now, I call that my
Digestion. Anyway, so please carry on.
This is, as I'm sure you're already aware, the truly excellent and brilliant game show that is both excellent and brilliant. We've come. That was very mighty boosh there. I did some kind of, for those listening, I had like hands like I was playing a flute. I was pulling some faces. I've been listening to Gary Newman. I'm feeling very BBC 3 in 2003 right now. We've come up with 3 rounds each. Neither of us knows what the other one has prepared. We're going to find out along the way. This is episode 54. David, there are 54 stories in the proposed 99 Bishopsgate skyscraper in the City of London. There are also 54 stories if you listen to this podcast as a narrative. You should not. That is not the form that we intended.
No.
There is all to play for, of course, because there's a prize for the winner. There is also a saucy forfeit for the loser. And with us to present our prizes and forfeits, it's only the first Prime Minister this country's ever had.
Wow.
It's Robert fucking Warple. Hello, boys.
Hi, Robert.
I hope you've been keeping well and healthy. Spring is in the air, so time to get beach body ready. The beach I'm getting ready for is the beach in Death Stranding. I'm a massive gamer. I remember my first video game. It was a ball attached to a string. The graphical fidelity was incredible. As was the feeling when I placed it in my penis hole. My, let's have a look at the prizes. Well, last week, James won and got skateboard lessons from Tony Hawk, the skater. Lucky him. David, you lost, and you were given skateboard lessons from Tony Hawk, the comedian. David, are you a keen skater?
I was until I got skateboarding lessons from Tony Hawk, the comedian. I'm now good at controlling puppets in the 80s.
I had no idea he was an 80s puppeteer. The worst decade of puppeteering, I might add. I remember seeing...
Robert, that's when Labyrinth came out.
Oh, was
Robert,
it?
that's when Dark Crystal came out. Robert.
Oh, was it? Well,
Robert.
let me tell you, I saw the world's first showing of Punch and Judy. It was in the middle of Covent Garden. 5 people were arrested, a man died, and a woman was hanged for treason.
Okay.
This week. Are you quite mad there, David?
I'm all right.
This week, the winner gets tickets to see Rob Beckett.
Oh.
The loser gets tickets to see Rob Beckett Ralph, a one-man play of the movie Wreck-It Ralph, presented by the famously large-toothed comedian. Good luck, boys!
Shall down the walls of Jericho, a word whispered in the wind, and it said, Robert fucking Warple. Robert fucking Warple. Yeah.
David, before we proceed, we must stand for the anthem of the show. Well, you've got a standing desk, so that's not going to be fucking difficult, is it?
Keep it light, keep it tight, please don't fuck my wife. Keep it light, keep it tight, please don't fuck my wife.
David, do you think that this episode might be enough?
I think it's enough to try and see if it's enough.
Well, with that fantastic yet defeatist attitude, it's over to you for round one.
Round one. Thank you, James. James, round one is called General Courage.
No, that one caught me out. Fair enough. Fair play. No, that caught me out. No, good one.
Okay. Are these films in the top 10 scariest movies of all time according to Rotten Tomatoes?
Okay, I'm locked in.
You've got to have courage to watch scary movies, don't you?
I'm locked in, Chobber.
Scary movies, lowercase, are very scary. Scary movies, uppercase, are terrifying for different reasons. Oh, cool. Nice strong hand act out. I'm weirdly scared of you now. But are these movies in Rotten Tomatoes scariest movies of all time, as voted for by the users of Rotten Tomatoes, uppercase? The users of Rotten Tomatoes, lowercase, have all died of dysentery.
Have you ever had a tomato that's gone really bad?
Well, I've not eaten it, I don't think. I've definitely seen it, yeah.
I love tomatoes. I sometimes will just eat tomatoes like an apple.
Yeah, I've seen it happen. It freaks me out. I didn't really know it was a thing you could do until I was about 20.
They're
I saw
great.
someone did it, and I was like, ugh.
Get yourself down a market, get a big
Yeah.
fucking tomato. If you ever have a tomato, I love tomatoes, but if you get a tomato that's gone bad, the sense of betrayal, the sense of
I get you.
yeah, it's.
I think I've mentioned it before. The worst vegetable to go wrong that you kind of can't tell until it's too late is a cucumber.
Oh yeah,
a moldy cucumber has like it's like what that bit in Lord of the Rings where that guy suddenly ages in like seconds and turns to dust.
Yeah,
it's like that. It's like its soul has left it and it just kind of withers. And something that used to have like some variety of like firmness to it, it just evaporates in your hand, and it makes me so sad.
I feel the same with hummus. Hummus for me, as soon as it's opened, the clock starts. You've got 36 hours until it's rank.
Yeah. It's crazy. I have that with the cereal as well. Once I've started cereal, I can't really be interrupted because otherwise I won't finish it. Because if it gets too soggy, then
Oh, I thought you meant the box. I thought you meant like you open the box of cereal and you're like, I have got an hour.
Yeah.
To get through the whole thing.
Well, somebody in Bristol told me some Special K. Yeah. Surely I'm not going to get hemorrhoids again if I've eaten that much fruit and fiber. I'm going to have different issues, but I won't have hemorrhoids. Anyway, this is for 13 points.
The standing desk.
Hence the standing desk, yes. It's for 13 points a question, James, because that is the scariest number. Question number one. So this is voted for by the users of Rotten Tomatoes. Is Insidious in the top 10 scariest movies of all time?
Insidious has got the little Darth Maul face. It's got Patrick.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson, who's in lots of terrible horror films, is like going, "Hey, is there a spooky person behind me?" And there's a spooky person right behind him, and he looks like Darth Maul. Okay. To the extent of like, why did the makeup artist think that this was going to be anything other than Darth Maul? So I'm going to say it is. I don't find it scary, but
even though it reminds you of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
I mean,
ooh, Star Wars is bad now.
This is why the news is bloody terrifying me with these tariffs and trade wars. Am I right, lads? Hey. Yeah. Get Tony Hawk could write a joke about that.
What, the skateboarder or the comedian?
Both.
Okay.
One of them is oh.
You really flipped that on its head. Anyway, that's correct. 13 points there for you, James. Well done. You're in the lead. Question number 2. Roald Dahl's The Witches.
The Witches is a really a really bad. I'm not going to say it's a bad film because it's not. It's a mean little film.
Yeah.
It's a film with a withered little heart. I'm going to say it is.
You're wrong, even though in my mind it is still the scariest shit of ever, because it's scary on so many different levels. They change the kids into rats, and it's all just grim. It's just
Yeah.
like, the way it's shot is all from like a low perspective, and then the makeup is awful, and they've all got no toes, and they're all very mean to children. They're just like they just put a child in a room, get it to eat some chocolate, and then they just giggle when the child just turns into a rat, and it's just loads of people just bullying a small child.
And they
And then they're
don't
like,
turn
"Hey,
them
do you want to watch
back.
this as a child?" Spoilies.
They're
At the
just
end,
like
Jane,
you're a
Jane
rat
Horrocks
now.
arrives at the end and goes. Meh. At the very end, she does. Maybe you never got to the very end. It sounds like you never got to the very end because you ran away
know,
crying.
because in the original Roald Dahl book, I think they keep them as rats because Roald Dahl was a rancid little prick.
He definitely.
Also, like, I love me some Wes Anderson. I watched Wes Anderson's collection of like stuff he did based on Roald Dahl's books.
Yeah.
The character played by Ralph Fiennes who turns up, and it's like he's a rat catcher and he's quite ratty himself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not all right. What in the Watto Harry Potter goblins is this shit?
Yeah. The one with the snake was all right.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yes. Question number 3 is The Ring.
Which one? The Ringu or
No, The Ring?
The Ring.
Ringu.
What list is this according to?
This is the users of Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm gonna
have voted for their top 10 scariest movies.
I'm gonna say that The Ring is on that list.
Correct. It's at number 6, which is quite interesting. Question number 4, Cats the Musical.
Number one.
Again, you're wrong, but it should be, shouldn't it? And
the musical Cats, the first line of that musical is the new cat arrives and they're circled by the other cats in this alley. And then the first line that someone says to it is, "Are you blind when you're born?" Are you blind when you're born?
Right.
Such a mad opening line to a musical about cats.
Do you think maybe Andrew Lloyd Webber snorted powders?
Catnip, probably.
And question number 5, is this film on the scariest movies of all time according to Rotten Tomatoes? Oh my God, what more Avengers?
Yes.
Correct.
Scary, but for harrowing soul reasons.
All MCU movies are on the scariest movies of all time because they just won't stop making them. James, at the end of the round, you've got 39 points. It's over to you for round 2.
Round 2.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
All right, I just let my dog out of this room. Didn't make any noise, but we have a side bet on this episode in which if either of our dogs make a noise, then the other one gets points. Isn't that right? Come here.
So I'm currently dog sitting for my parents and their little dog, Bill, who may or may not make an appearance. He's probably going to at some point need to go for a poo. He did a big
during the show.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, he did a big poo this morning. He did do a big sick on the stairs, though.
Oh, Nice.
Did a big chunky sick on the stairs and stank the house out. David, round 2 is called King of segues. David, round 2 is called Oh No, I Have Made a Mistake and I Am Mortified. David, running a comedy night can be really difficult, as I'm sure you're aware, particularly when dealing with big names. Occasionally, wires can be crossed, the wrong email address gets ticked, and hey presto, you've booked the wrong act. David, of course, runs the fantastic Chops Comedy in Bristol, where every week they have several fantastic local acts and a big name headliner. But did you know that I also run a comedy night? In Finsbury Park, every 6 Thursdays of the month, I run Uncle Hank's Comedy Wank. We had to rename it from Auntie Jimmy's Comedy Willy because that was already taken. It runs in Brighton every 6 weeks of the lunar calendar. As someone running a comedy night, I'm always sending emails, ignoring emails, and replying to emails. That's too many emails. So here are some of the interactions with people I've booked by mistake. But can you tell who I was trying to book? David, every correct answer will get you 600 points because you'll be paid £600 for headlining my night. We have a regular audience of me and a regular audience with the Pope.
Okay.
David, can you tell me, who was I trying to book?
No, you don't understand. I use my skills as an artisan dealing with gold to create art out of stew.
Who was I trying to book there?
Stu Goldsmith.
Yeah, it was, of course. You can see where the mistake came about. Stu Art from a goldsmith. So well done, David. That's 600 points. What a pickle. What about this? Who was I trying to book for my comedy night?
Don't approach me, peasant. I am the king of the Alistair Becketts.
It's Alistair Beckett King.
It is, of course, Alistair Beckett King. I was trying to book him for some whimsy. And
weirdly, the Stuart Goldsmith, Scottish, the Alistair Beckett King, not interesting.
Interesting, yes.
I don't think you should book me to double anything, matey boy. I'm a fish.
Who could have that been? We'll have that again.
Yeah.
Sorry, I pressed the button before I was meant to, cutting you off, which was rude. And then also leading to confusion, which was unprofessional.
This round is based on mistakes. It's fine.
It also means that wasn't clippable. So, David, who am I trying to book for my comedy night here?
I don't think you should book me to double anything, matey boy. I'm a fish.
A fish? Doing comedy?
Fish doing comedy. Stuart Goldfish. Cod. Too Cod, Too Furious.
Stuart Goldfish would be...
Alexander Salmon.
I'm booking Alex Salmon for my comedy
Salmon
night.
Rushdie. I don't know this one.
This was, of course, Richard Herring. Richard Herring. Unfortunately, he will not be getting booked for my night in Finsbury Park. What about this, though? Who am I trying to book for my night here?
No, listen here. I'm the tallest person with my first name, a female name beginning with J, on the circuit. I cannot be expected to do 20 to 30 of political material.
The tallest person
on the circuit with the first name, their first name being starting with J.
Giant. Jane.
They do political material.
Wow. My brain has gone completely blank. Please tell me.
David, I was trying to book Josie Long, but accidentally contacted Long Josie.
Damn it!
Who could this be?
How dare you, sir? I'm simply trying to do administrative tasks for these monks.
Administrative tasks for monks? Where would you find monks, David?
Monasteries.
Not very close. There's a big one in Westminster.
Abby Clark?
It was Abby Clark. I was trying to book Abby Clark, comedian, and I ended up with the Clark of an Abbey.
I can't believe all these mistakes you've made, James.
Oh, what a shamil. This is the final one, because after this, there were no further mistakes.
Okay.
Who was I trying to book for my comedy night?
An Edinburgh show? Just for me? Don't mind if I do. Now that's magic.
David Hoare. Who was I trying to book?
An Edinburgh show just for me. That's magic. Wizard. Was it the guy from Wizard? It was Roy Wood.
It wasn't Roy Wood.
No. Magic. Magician. Wand. An Edinburgh show just for me.
Yes.
A solo show.
A solo show going to Edinburgh with an administrative mix-up.
Oh, fuck you! Is it David Hoare the magician?
It's David Hoare, the magician, also known as the Great Baldini, who is open to bookings.
Right, yeah. For those of you that don't know, there's another David Hoare that lives in Bristol who's a magician who, let's say there was an administrative error where somebody accidentally gave them a gig that I'd negotiated for. Thanks for that, James.
But as revenge, David flew out to Wuhan, found a bat farm, and started licking.
Yeah, that gig didn't go ahead because of lockdown. So
in a way,
God. In a way, you're both wrong. Okay.
Hoorah. David, it's over to you for the much anticipated round 3.
Round 3.
Bureau de James. Jimmy, James. Round 3 is called How Are You, James? James, how are you, James?
James is fine. Thumbs up. I'm good. David, I am currently recovering from being the most tired and overworked that I've been since doing a degree.
Oh.
It's been a bit of a couple of weeks. Trying to think when we last recorded.
I can tell you the date.
Ooh.
Because I have information. What?
Ah, yes.
Information.
It was
March 30th.
March 30th. My. Since then, I've been at work quite a lot. I've done some of my favourite gigs that book me regularly. I've also done a gig where I've gone, oh, I never need to come here again.
I received a voice note from James that just said, I just done a gig where I found out I never need to go there again. And I messaged back saying, that's very useful.
It's sometimes when a gig doesn't go well, you go, for me, the thing that I've learned through the hard way is the last thing that you blame. The first thing that you look to find fault with is yourself. Then sometimes you can go, okay, what were the other circumstances around? So sometimes you're in a venue, parking's been terrible, there's been awful traffic and just people are in a bad way. If it's too hot or it's too cold, that can all lead to kind of a negative effect for the night. But sometimes you can just go, oh, this audience is
shit.
Mm.
And yeah, that was good. It was a useful. I've been due what's known as a humbler for a long while.
Because there's a humbler between James and I don't think that's a industry-wide phrase, but every time I say it to someone, they seem to understand what we mean.
Yeah.
I have been
Oh yeah. So I'd been like, oh, I've done some gigs recently that were kind of tough, but I did well, and I know contextually that was good, even if it wasn't laugh a minute. That I can be proud with the effort that I put. This gig, I went on stage, opening bit, got nothing. Tried to talk to people, got nothing. None of the other acts got anything, and I was like, okay, no, this is just a bunch of cunts in the audience. Pardon my French. And then, yeah, left the stage and thought, I don't need to come back.
Yeah.
Which is
Congratulations.
good. As well as that, I've had work. As well as that, I've been helping my my partner with an art project that she's been working balls to the wall on. And she doesn't even have balls.
I was going to say, is that the medium?
You've heard of finger painting. So yeah,
I have on hand a piece of art that James and their partner made together for my birthday one year. Just so that I'll show it to you for the
Yes, please.
visual
yes, please.
viewer, just so that when I say is that the medium, you're not like that's outlandish. I'm more like, well, is it? Because I mean,
I think David is going to present what's known as the offering. There it is. There it is. Those of you who are purely audio listeners, please log in now. It's a disturbing.
if you're only on audio, consider yourself lucky that you don't have to look at this every day.
What it is it's a glove that I used to have while I was working in a warehouse. Leah's affixed a set of googly eyes, folded the fingers round, stuck in some doll arms on it to make it look like a person wearing a glove as a kind of a little kind of tabard. And it's known as the offering.
It's known as the offering, and it sort of exists in my house in a sort of like it's on where there should be a curtain rail.
Yes.
And people, this is the room that people stay in if they come to visit, and quite often like when people have spent like a day or two here, I'll suddenly remember that they've slept in a room with the offering.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't notice, and it's like kind of been over them the entire time they've been there, and I suddenly go, "Oh God, the offering!"
Yeah, the offering is an alarming presence.
I also have like other bits of James's art like up here.
Yeah, I do. You know, I do
less
gift.
terrifying.
Yeah, I gift David with things that I think that David will like, but the offering is there to stay. This was a huge water sculpture that my partner was building.
Oh yes, I've heard of.
And it's currently touring. I came to help, and my partner was working all hours to make it to get it finished and make it work and make it look good. And it looks fantastic. It really looks fantastic. But that meant that I was working, gigging, doing this, meaning that I did not get enough sleep built in to my day-to-day life for a good 2 weeks. And I've just kind of so the project's finished. It works a treat. It looks great. And I am now dog sitting. And I had planned to meet up with some people who live around the area, and they've gone, "Oh, we're a bit busy." And I was like, thank you. Because now I'm just sitting with a dog. It's nice. It's good.
You have to. It's one of those things that I'm sort of realizing is like when I have a list of things that I need to do, and one of them is rest. That's the first one you got to do, because when you've got a long list of things to do, it's usually because you've got behind, even though being behind is not a real thing, but you feel behind because you haven't done a bunch of stuff you intended to do, and you're knackered, and it seems counterproductive to not do anything first. But if you don't do anything first, you can rest. If you don't rest, then you can't get the other things done. It's so annoying to say, like, you're kind of like, oh, thank God. I was offered tickets to a gig last night. I wanted to go to this gig anyway. I was then offered free tickets to this gig, and I still had to decline because I was just so exhausted. And one of my friends was visiting the area, and we went for a walk with them. And then they were like, "Do you want to go do some stuff in the evening?" And I was like, "I actually can't. I just need to like lie on the sofa and do nothing, because otherwise you will just crumble." So well done, very well done, James, for
2
doing
thumbs up.
a water sculpture like you, the inner Charlie Dimmock that you have. For finding out that you didn't need to do a gig. Oh, sorry. Was there any more you need to say?
No. I should say that it's not like I want to do my girlfriend justice here. It's not a water sculpture like you would find in a garden center.
No.
It is an art installation that is kind of runs on water.
Yeah, it's like a representation type thing.
Yes.
Or is it representative of water? I was explaining this over brunch one day recently. I'm really intrigued to see it. Can you send me some photos, please?
I absolutely will. I'll show you it in motion. Leah, my partner, was I've named her before on the podcast.
That's fine.
My partner was explaining it to David. Oh no, I just sorry.
You just doxed me, you bastard.
Sorry, my girlfriend was
Shit
explaining
Baldini
it.
is my real name.
My girlfriend was explaining it to the comedian who cannot be named for legal reasons,
Mm.
and it's mutated quite a lot since then. And I'm interested to see your face. In fact, I'm going to send it over. Don't explain
it on screen. That's fine. Yeah,
don't explain it to people because
people like reaction videos on YouTube, right? This is
this is a reaction.
It's still 2014, right?
This is a reaction to a thing that you're not allowed to see.
Yet or ever. I mean, you can go see it if you go see it on tour, I guess.
Oh yeah, and it will be promoted when it's ready to be.
We can tell how stable your internet is where you are, because when you just sent it there, your internet just for a second cut out so that it could send me that message. It went. Let's see if my internet cuts out because of this. It's so good.
What you can't see is this is the first time that we got it to work.
Nice.
After fine tuning for I think about 4 hours.
So if you imagine like when you were younger and you had one of those things that like you could pour water in the top and it would go down different bits and it would spin. It's like one of those, but on a much larger scale with disco balls and love hearts and animals.
Yes.
That's how I will describe it.
Yes. That's
fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Well, James, because you've done so well there and generally everywhere, I'm giving you 5,000 points.
My.
Please don't spend them all at once. I am going to sling it over to you for round 4.
Round 4.
David?
Yep.
How are you?
Well, I was fine until you turned into James O'Brien. I was doing all right.
Hey, it's my favorite way to ask that question now.
How? Give me an example. Anyway, so James, I'm pretty good. James got to experience a voice note that I sent them shortly after having therapy last week, in which I was giddy with excitement because after, where are we at? 4 years of therapy, 3.5, 4 years of therapy. I had a really like positive breakthrough. It wasn't like a breakthrough where I was like, And not that, you know, they've all been positive breakthroughs, but it's been like just one of those breakthroughs where I was just like, oh, this is like, if this is true, then this is wild to me. And we were basically discussing that I was kind of a bit apprehensive about stuff that I've got coming up, which I'll get onto. I've got a bunch of cool things coming up, and I was a bit apprehensive about it, and I was just worried about it going wrong. And she was like, well, one, it won't go wrong, and two, even if it did go wrong, why does that matter? And I was like, well, just want to explain it to people, like, as to why it went wrong. And we basically got down to the nuts and bolts of the fact that I feel like I need to justify everything to all people at all times. And she was like, you don't need to justify yourself to all people at all times, or anyone really. You can just get on with stuff, and you can live your life how you want to. You've set up your life in a way that means you get to live it the way you want to. And I was like, so I can just sort of live my life without having to justify it to other people? And she was like, yeah. And I said, that sounds like opulence. That sounds greedy. And she shrugged like it was in like the end of like an Adam Sandler movie and went, try it out for size. And I was like, all right, cool. So apparently I don't need to justify myself to all people at all times. And I'm still working through that. But I honestly giggled for about 3 days after discovering that, because apparently I've been living my life and just make sure that I can qualify everything I'm doing at all times to all people. Apparently we don't need to do that.
No, not at all.
I'm really glad I'm not writing an Edinburgh show this year, because that would be the end of my show, and I would be laughing, and mentally healthy people would be like, huh?
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'd be pissing myself at the end of my show going, apparently we don't need to justify ourselves to everybody all the time.
At the moment, I'm looking for a bit that I used to do years ago, and it's meant that I'm listening through voice notes from like 2018,
Oh.
and the stuff that I was writing about my mental health then, I thought was hilarious, and I was listening to it going, no one is laughing, neither am I. The only person laughing is me in 2018 on stage, going, I'm sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
There's this real need when you see that the way that really experienced comedians can like do a bit of levity on like really sad things. You're like, I'm going to try and give that a go.
Hmm.
I imagine if I listened back to my second hour in 2023, I would be appalled. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
Because that was when I started trying to do some kind of like levity bits. But fuck, man, it's
But I
yeah,
think you
it's
were
real.
more experienced there than
Well, it had that show was frustrating because, and I will always credit Mickey Overman with kind of telling me this as I was working on my first hour. The first hour, you have no idea what you're doing, but you do have material because you've got all the material you've ever had. Your second hour, you still don't know what you're doing, and you've used up all your material. And then your third hour, you kind of know what you're doing now, and you've learned how to turn over material.
yeah.
And so when it got to May, and I was like, I think I've got 17 minutes, and this show I need an hour in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's all sorts that go into it, and I was really quite happy with elements of that show. And I really do see it as a stepping stone. There's a reason why this current hour is the first one I'm going to record, which I'm doing on the 11th of May at Bar 57. Tickets via there's a 5 o'clock show and an 8 o'clock show. The previous two shows, you know, I think there is a good thing of recording all your shows and then you've got them for
Lost profits.
what? Why?
What?
I even bring that up now. Posterity? You fucking shitbag. And then
Yeah.
pull up the other David Hoare and Lost Profits. You're in a little shitbag mood. I like it. I'm just very like this. Like they were on those other two shows. I was on the way to where I'm at now, where I feel like I've made something I'm actually like happy with, and the other shows had elements I really liked. And I think I learned loads by doing them. And it's one of those things where like sometimes you just need to be in the middle of where you're at going, okay, I'm on the way to somewhere now. I'm not going to be creating what I want to make perfectly now. I'm on the way to something else. So yeah. Yeah, but that's good that I've had that breakthrough. I've had some very fun gigs. Did a gig in Luton, which is really funny because I grew up near Luton and I got to do some very local jokes that went down really well. But also, all the acts that arrived were like, "Isn't Luton a shithole?" But they've really done Luton up since I last went there. So I was walking around like, "Are they gentrifying Luton?" And then I found out some statistics and went, "No, but they're trying to."
Was that the Hat Factory?
No, it was the Bear Club, although it's right around the corner from the Hat Factory. So the Bear Club, the Jazz Club, they've also got comedy there. It was really good fun. I was on with Jeff Innocent. Don't know, do you know Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
Very good. And yeah, it was good fun, and some local people got to come do it. And yeah, just very fun, but just really, really surreal to be that close to where I grew up and be like in the area of where I used to go bowling and to the cinema. Like most of the films I watched in the cinema when I was younger would have been like 10 minutes away. So I saw Snakes on a Plane
That's
and Toy Story 3.
You saw Snakes on a Plane in Luton. I hope it didn't take off.
But yeah, so I basically have been apprehensive about stuff, but I'm really looking forward to McCuntleth Comedy Festival on the 4th of May at 4 p.m. in the Rugby Club. Brighton Fringe at 9:15 at 3 Jolly Butchers on the 8th and 9th of May, and then the 11th of May at Bar 57 with support from James O'Donoghue.
Get out of here.
And going to record that show, so please come down. It'll be wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it now. Apparently I don't need to justify it to anyone, so it'll be great.
No. Do you ever qualify successes?
Oh,
You achieve something big and then you look for the reason why it's not as impressive as it might sound.
that's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I sometimes manage to get past it. On the day that thank you, thank you. Yeah, the day that I performed at the Royal Albert Hall at the end of last year, I came home, and the first time I actually looked at Instagram when I got home, I saw a comedian of similar level to me doing a really nice gig with a really nice bunch of people. And for about 4 seconds was like, how come they get to do this when David, you performed at the Royal Albert Hall today? Yeah, that's true. I'll let them have that. But I managed to catch myself. But yeah, this is it. It's the justification thing, and it's like having to justify to someone else how you got that thing rather than being able to enjoy it. But you know, there's elements of stuff where I look back and go, I actually got offered some really cool stuff, and I wasn't ready for it. And there's stuff that I feel really ready for that I haven't got yet. And I don't think you're ever going to be perfectly ready for anything, you know. Sometimes you're going to do stuff that you weren't ready for. And you might seize an opportunity, or you might just get by, or you might completely fluff it. And there's stuff that you feel over prepared for and you go do it. And I think also that's dangerous because you might think you're above it. And I think we've mentioned this, that like a very common thing amongst comedians is that the longer that you're doing, the better you are in terms of on the bill. But if you go somewhere and do 5 minutes and you think I'm beneath this, sorry, this is beneath me, you're probably going to fuck up that 5 minutes. And if you can't nail 5 minutes, then the people are like, well, they couldn't even do 5 minutes. You're like, no, I actually do hours. And it's like, that's not, can you be funny now and enjoy yourself and it's more about being in the moment and doing things. And this is also where you get those humblers that James and I were talking about.
Yes. And it's on all levels. Like I was hearing that someone was booking an open mic, or they were booking a comedy night. They didn't know the name of an act, and they ended up booking Mark Thomas to do an unpaid 5 minutes.
Sick.
And the headliner was kind of someone who wasn't Mark Thomas. And it was like very definitely like if they knew what they were doing, Mark Thomas would have headlined and someone else would have taken that open 5. But because Mark Thomas is a fucking pro that loves comedy, he turned up and did the 5, smashed it, and made the booker feel like a little bit of a tit.
Fun. Well, they'll know to book him next time. But also, Mark Thomas is so in love with comedy that he probably stuck around and watched a few of the acts, right? I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Didn't need
Yeah.
to at all, but did.
There's
So hardcore in comedy.
there is a thing of like there's a kind of rock and roll element of like, I'm just gonna turn up and do my set and go the fuck home. And you get that with people who are starting to break into pro stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who are real pros love doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a lot of them are just quite friendly as well. Because
Oh yeah.
they lose nothing from being friendly.
Well, because I mean, it's quite isolating doing comedy because you travel on your own, and sometimes there's only a few of you there. But then you all get thrust into a green room and you hang out, and it's like when people aren't friendly, as soon as the other comedians are in the room with other people, they'll be like, "Are they always like that?" You know what I mean, you will get found out quite quickly. So yeah, I tend to only leave early because of the journey time, or if I'm in doing gigs local to Bristol. I used to stay for the whole thing, but now it means that I might be able to get back in time and hang out with my girlfriend. Anyway, so yeah, so I've got exciting things coming up. Had a nice breakthrough, did a local gig, pretty good, doing pretty good. Thank you.
Very nice. Well, David, I'm gonna reward you for your efforts
Oh my god!
with 3,500 points.
Oh my god!
Meaning that the scores are as follows. I have currently got 5,039 points. David squeaking ahead in the lead with 5,900 points. It is anyone's game. There is all to play for as we slide our way into round 5.
Round 5.
Well. Round 5 is called well. Which celebrity has fallen down the well?
Hello? I've fallen down a well. I need to get out. So I can
I lost the end of that. I need to get out so I can.
Need to hear it again?
Yes, please.
Hello? I've fallen down a well. I need to get out. So I can
smoke weed in the 90s?
Oh no. It sounds like they might be saying I need to get out so I can host Supermarket Sweep in the 90s.
Oh my good God. Is Dale Winton down the well?
Oh my god, Dale Winton fell down a well.
Oh no, Dale!
Unfortunate for Dale, but it's lucky for you because you get 5,000 points.
Oh,
It's very nice for you. Poor Dale.
bring on the ladder.
Bring on the well. Question number 2.
Crazy thing about Dale Winton, he's in Train Spotting.
When?
He's in Train Spotting as Dale Winton.
Yeah,
He's
that
not,
sounds about right.
He's not in the heroin den. I don't know that his acting capabilities would be able to be convincing there.
Is he just on telly, or is it one of those like surreal bits?
It's a surreal bit. He's on telly, but he's talking to Renton's dad about the dangers of HIV.
Is it in the baby on the ceiling?
Yeah, it's in the baby ceiling bit.
Oof.
But yeah,
Oof.
I'd prefer if he was in the den, like they're shooting up and he's going, "Mind the veins."
Bring on the syringe. Okay. Question number 2. Who's fallen down a well?
Hello? I've fallen down a well. I could climb back up. I don't really feel like using my superhero powers.
Could climb out, but he doesn't feel like using his superhero powers. Is that Tobey Maguire?
or nearly.
Is-
He doesn't want to use the superhero powers. I think he said because he's too sad and emo now.
He's too sad and emo now.
Oh wait, no, sorry, you said Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know why you said Tobey Maguire and I thought Andrew Garfield. That's me being an idiot.
I
Can
had
get more-
him locked and loaded as a second guess.
Can I get more specific on the Tobey Maguire? That's my sorry. That's
Is
my
this
fault.
Tobey Maguire circa 2007 with a
I will
fringe
accept.
haircut?
Spider-Man the Third? Yes.
Spider-Man.
That is the third.
Yes.
Yes. Exactly. And finally, which of the celebrities fallen down the well?
Hello? I'm actually quite happy. In fact, could you get me 2 more wells? So I can fall down as well.
Someone who's happy falling down 3 wells.
Hmm.
Is he the mayor of Wells?
Oh,
The Lord Mayor of Wells.
Lord Mayor Wells.
Someone who's saying, well, so I feel like the joke here is, well, as is the name of the round. My God, there's narrative consistency.
Which is rare for me.
Who would say, well? There's Ray Purchase from Toast of London. There's Well.
I've just found a new meta round, which is who would say well. who would say well like this?
So he's fallen down 3 wells. Oh my goodness, I'm stumped. Or should I say? No, I think stumped is the correct word. David, I don't know.
Oh, it was Roots Maneuver. Well. Oh, James, I didn't know whether you would be aware of how much Roots Maneuver loves the word well. Well. When Roots Maneuver sends a card if somebody else has fallen down a well, he says, get well soon. James, at the end of that round, you're on 15,039 points. It's over to you for the final round. Round 6.
Round 6.
Well, David, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Well, David.
Well, David. David, wells. David, round 6 is, of course, not presented by me. It's presented by... Oh, that was a bit preemptive. It's presented by a little guy he's from another planet. David, here is our guest. G'day, David. I'm a little guy that lives in a blue world. There was a song about me by the band Eiffel 65. They did not ask permission, but there we go. That was life in the 90s, I guess. Do you know the song, David?
Very familiar, yes.
Blue dabba dee dabba die, fair dinkum, I guess. It did do well in the charts to an extent, I suppose. It's nice to be here talking to you because, as established in the song, I ain't got nobody to listen to.
Oh no, that's true. Can I just ask you a medical question?
Yeah, of course, Dave.
Is it true that if you were green, you would die?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, you know, like that'd be the same as asking if I injected all of your blood supply with purple paint. You know, that it wouldn't do you good, would it? No?
That's true. Thank you. I've always wondered.
No, well, no, I'm glad to be of assistance here, David. It's
worries.
It's nice to be talking to you, but I do have some questions for you, David. This is a fairly quick fire round.
Right.
I'm gonna. Are these things of mine blue? Okay. If you get the question right, you get 1,996 points because Eiffel 65 was formed in 1996. I mean, there's nothing really more to it than that, I suppose. So, I'm glad you're finding it funny. I'd hate for this to be another humbler. So I've been listening in. It's been a good. I've enjoyed the show. It's been good. All right, David. Are these things of mine blue? My house?
Yes.
Yes, correct, David. My little window?
Yes.
Yes, correct, David. My Corvette?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a Toyota Yaris, but it'll do. I'll give you that. All that I wear?
Yes. Yes.
The streets?
Yep.
The trees?
Yep.
My girlfriend?
Yeah. I must say, this is. I remember one time when I was doing an exam, and it was a question about iodine. And I knew the answer because I'd watched The Simpsons the night before, and there was a bit in it about iodine. And I kind of got my knowledge source in something very important from an unexpected source. And this feels a bit like that right now, where being there at the time and all of the kind of times I've listened to that song has really felt like research to get to this moment right now. But I didn't realize it would be the knowledge source that it is. So it's very. This is an important moment.
these things are serendipitous. I'm glad you've. I'm glad that it's kind of worked out this way. I've got a few more questions for you, David. Are these things
nice.
blue?
Yeah.
Myself, inside and out.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. The water.
Oh. Yes.
Yes, correct. And finally, my dick and balls.
Oh. Yes.
Yes, David. I call it my blue man group.
Sorry to hear you've got blue balls, but what can you do, really?
There we go, David. They call them that for a reason. David, I've spent enough time here on this planet. I'm seeing colours way off my usual spectrum, and to be honest, it's freaking me out. Hooroo, or as we say on the blue planet, blue root. Oh my god. It's almost like someone made an entire round just so they could use the joke Blue Man Group. Oh my god, that's
not just to be able to say Blue at the end.
Robert Warple is gonna eat us alive for this as we slip on into the results. And as such, the results, please be upstanding for the Honourable Robert fucking Warple. Hello, boys! What a lovely show that's been. I'm very glad to hear that you're both keeping well. I had a lot of fun listening to... No, sorry, I was meant to keep notes. I was too busy chasing the whip around his office. I do appear as a hideous spectre in the night. David, let me check the scores. My. This was a close one. James O'Donoghue, the little freak, has ended this with 15,039 points. Well done, very respectable. David, though, has pulled ahead at the last minute with 23,864 points. As such, my. David enjoys seeing Rob Beckett doing comedy. James enjoys seeing Rob Beckett doing a fuck around. Goodbye, boys.
Hi, Robert.
Shocking down the walls of Jericho, a word whispered in the wind, and it said, Robert fucking Warple. Robert fucking Warple. Yeah.
Very nice.
What a show we've had. David, has this been enough?
Yes.
Magnifique. If people have enjoyed this,
Yeah.
then they can find us at Is This Enough Pod on Insta, TikTok, and YouTube. You can email us at isthisenoughpodcasting@gmail.com. You can be part of our mailing list at, and I've got this wrong every single time so far. Let's find out if me last week made some notes. You can find us on Substack. Not Substack. You can find us on Substack at isthisenoughpodcast.substack.com.
That's good.
Yeah!
Stub stack and really snub snack to you. Anyway. You can find me at David Hoare LOL on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And you can join my mailing list at davidhoare.substack.com. James, where can we find you? Oh, wait. Also, please come to my shows at the McCunnscliff Comedy Festival on Sunday, the 4th of May at 4 p.m. At the Bath Fringe on the 8th and 9th. The Brighton Fringe on the 8th and 9th. Of May, and the Chops Comedy on Sunday, the 11th of May, where I'll be recording my show. Tickets via Headfirst for that. And all other information on my website, davidhoare.com.
I've been James O'Donoghue. You can find me at Is That James O on
You've
Insta.
been James O'Donoghue?
Tonight, Matthew, I am weeping. You can find me at Is That James O on Insta, James O Comedy on Blue Sky, and Let the James Begin on TikTok. Plus, on the 3rd of August, I will be performing at the Camden Fringe at Aces and Eights with an hour's show called Supervillain Origin Story, a show about love, grief, and terrible, terrible films. David?
Yes.
It's been enough from me.
It's been enough from you, yeah.
Bloody.
And me. Goodbye.
And me. Goodbye, boys. I can believe you've done this.